Picture the scene. It's about a year ago, and it's annual review season at work. I had a really busy day, and I've got a load of kind of review forms to do for the guys in my team. Some of them I haven't worked with for kind of 6 months, and I struggle to remember last week. It strikes me, as I spend my evening filling in these forms, just how broken the process of collecting feedback for annual reviews often is. Everything's collected manually, it's all copy-pasted, everything's done at the last minute. What feedback you do get is not often as honest as it should be. The thing is, where there's a broken process, there's an opportunity. And there are 200 million office workers worldwide, and there's 10 million in the UK. Even capturing 1% of that market at kind of $1 a person per month would be worth $24 million a year. So I built 3sixty. 3sixty is anonymous, quick and easy to use, completely free, and it's responsive as well, so it works on iPads, mobile phones, etc. And it was bootstrapped by me. I've invested very little money in it, taken very little risk. So why am I bootstrapping rather than just quitting my job? So you guys employ me work here. So for me, I've got a great job, I enjoy it. I've got a wife, 2 kids. I've not got a big risk appetite right now. 3sixty is a bit of an experiment for me anyway, so some of it's just about kind of learning the process. As I see it, bootstrapping is about management of scarce resources. Time, you're doing this at a 9-to-5 job. Money, if you had loads and loads of money, you probably wouldn't have a day job. 3, energy, you're working early mornings, late nights, that's not ideal. So the first thing you need to be focusing on, first rule of saving time is focusing. You've got to kind of cut the crap. What's the most important thing you're doing at the moment? Don't fanny around building building millions of features, and focus on proving that your business is viable rather than just going off down a rabbit hole. As we said earlier, if you're bootstrapping, the chances are you haven't got loads of cash. Looking after the pennies is really, really important, and the more you save, the less risk you're taking, and the more you can spend on the stuff you really do have to spend. I use all these services to help run 3sixty. The only thing I'm paying for at the moment is Heroku, which is the hosting service for the application itself. Everything else on that slide is a freemium service, and I'm in the free tier for them. And there are loads of these things out there, so you can kind of go out there and save money before you start. Particularly in the early days of bootstrapping, you are everything. So you're a developer, marketing, sales, legal. You might be a husband or wife, you might be a father, mother. And on top of that, you've got a day job to do. So doing a little bit of everything is absolutely key, and you need to make sure you don't forget your family, because it's hard for them too. Planning your time and setting boundaries is important. So my goal is to spend kind of half an hour each morning working on 3sixty, and then 1 or 2 evenings a week. I try not to do any more than that. Otherwise it takes over your whole life. So if you're working kind of 50, 60 hours in your day job, it's easy to make that 70. You also need to watch your energy levels. So in the evening I mainly code, whereas in the mornings I mainly do kind of admin, marketing, research, that kind of thing. The reason for that is I simply don't have energy for doing coding in the morning. People are different, so you need to do what your body's telling you. And the other thing is you can't be good at everything, so don't be afraid to get help from the outside as you grow. You'll get better results, it might even be cheaper than doing it yourself. And also don't be afraid to stick with a day job. So by buying in support, you can kind of manage your risk and grow faster than you would by doing it yourself. Once you've got the basics set up, set yourself some simple kind of incremental goals. So for 3sixty, the first goal wasn't to make any money out of it. The first goal was to prove that people actually wanted to get feedback in the first place. Our sign-up conversion rate is kind of 10 to 15%, which is pretty good. So the next goal is to prove that people pay for it. Jet engines, so they work by recycling air from the back of the engine to the front. Bootstrapping is a similar approach. You need to create kind of a virtuous cycle that makes the business grow on its own, because you can't afford to chase every lead every day. Once you've designed the machine, you need to make a plan for how you think it will grow. You need to measure your progress against that plan and use that to judge how you're doing. If you're failing to hit that plan, you need to ask yourself what needs to change. So it might be a plan, or maybe the business needs to change. Once you've built that machine, you've got people lined up and you've got yourself a plan, you've got to put your foot down. So stop writing the code and get out there. Use the kind of freebies we talked about earlier to do some advertising. Get in touch with local clients, press, bloggers, and tune your engine as it starts. Sometimes things don't work out though. So if your engine of growth isn't working, you're not fitting your plan, then don't be afraid to pivot, don't be afraid to change your mind. If you're out of pivot, don't be afraid to stop and walk away. Don't waste your life doing something that's not working out. Be nice to your customers though, because you might want them back next time around. So to summarise, manage your constraints, get help from others, set yourself simple goals, build an engine of growth, accelerate, and if it's not working, don't waste your time, get out. So what's it for 3sixty? At the moment I'm working on a version of it for SMEs. So the first version's for individuals, this version's for SMEs. And it's free at the moment, so feel free to sign up and have a play and give me some feedback. That's it.